Wagwan, Wagwan. It's the 1878 Casuals. It's your man Sinatra. I'm here with Madface, Casey Gale. We're brought to you by Moo Moo Mia and Terrace Colts USA. So we just watched the FA Cup fifth round tie at home to West Ham. Come from behind 3-1 win, and we're on to the quarterfinals. Like my man Face said before we went live, swag is back, baby. The swag is back. We followed up Sunday, start of the week, cup final, secured the bag, another cup, still alive. Tell me what won, Face. Tell me what won. Good times is back.
Yeah, it's good times. And I actually felt this was going to be tough early because, I mean, come on. We're coming off emotional high. You celebrated a little bit. You expect a little drop off in the play, and then
six changes too. Six changes to the side from the final.
Expecting that, man, that was a lot for Ten Hag. That's a lot, dude.
We've been talking about it all along. When are we finally going to see all the changes? When are we finally going to rest some players? This was the game.
I just never thought I'd ever see it. Say we're Osclot. My man did it though, but we still had opportunities earlier. You know, Sabitzer had one.
Yeah, Scotty and Sabitzer both had opportunities early. But it felt after the first 10, 20 minutes, all of a sudden we kind of lost grips of the game, right? Like we let West Ham get back into it. They got a cheeky goal. Delo let Ben Rama get inside of him. He stopped playing. We thought the ball went out. He gets bangs a worldie right after we've given De Gea his flowers for breaking Schmeichel's record.
Yeah, true. You know, and it was very on Ten Hag team-like to how they scored because I know the guys all stopped and thought it went out of bounds.
Yeah.
And by right, it was over the line on a good portion. But it was I don't want to say it was an effortless thing, but it was like we kind of stopped play and was looking for a call.
Yeah, we're usually more disciplined than that.
A little bit more disciplined than that. Like we finished the play on people. So I believe this is going to be another coaching point for the boss to see, listen, we can't have this. This is why we get, what he's going to coach up on that. And we will never see that happen again. That's one thing I appreciate about our boss and also the team because they react to his coaching. But I'm going to be honest with you, Sinatra. I was calm. I was very calm. Even when we was down one, I was calm. When Casemiro came on, I was like, okay, here comes a little tempo. I knew I love Scotty, but
before we get there, I was going to ask you, how did you feel about how Scott did the first 45? Because I didn't think he played all that bad. I thought it was more of he was a casualty of circumstance. Like, who else are we going to take off to bring on Casemiro?
Right, he didn't play bad, but then you see a drop off.
Yeah,
like you see it, like damn. And he had moments where he could, my man, my biggest problem with my boy Scotty is this. Sometimes when he needs to go get the ball and save a play and then lead it, because Scotty has this in his locker.
Yeah.
Because the play when he passed it to Brasclat Sabitzer, he did a little nice thing with the ball at his feet. And I'm like, what?
Little skiller.
Yeah. He was like, I got it. So just do that. And when you have on our side, there's a steal, make the man move and run with it. Because Scotty's a beautiful athlete. I love it. Listen, I love Scotty. He's tall. He's beautiful. He bangs the shit out of the rock. When he clots it, he always clots the Ross clot ball. And I appreciate it. And he's one of us. He's academy. So that's the only thing to his game. And then Casemiro just comes in and does it. Like, okay.
To be fair, earlier in the season, Scotty, he was keeping Casemiro from coming in right away, but you're right. It's like he doesn't have that consistency, right? Like we know he's got all the attributes. He could be that level player, but he doesn't do it like every minute of the game. It's like little flashes.
No, he doesn't. It's not part of his DNA yet because Scotty he had good runs. When he had a good run of games, he like, okay, I'm on game speed. This is how I do it. But then when he takes a break, he can't come right back to it. He needs to get warmed up. He needs like 2 games to get, you know what I'm saying? Man needs 2 games
Yeah.
with Casemiro. Just like I just need one night. You know what I'm saying? I just need the next game. I'm back, baby. Like, look at how Casemiro came in the second half.
Yeah.
It was instant, like forward play. But I was calm. You know, um, I feel like I'm gonna jump on you because there's so much I want to talk about. There's so much I loved about the performance, though. It's like,
You felt calm. Honestly, this was the first game in a long time for me personally that when we didn't get the VAR call, when the ball went out of play, in the second half when Casemiro comes on, he scores. The VAR, we get VAR'd there. I just felt like it was like luck was against us almost today, where I was like, watch us drop this to West Ham just because it's just one of those days in football that you have that
yeah.
shit's just not going your way. It just felt that way, and then all of a sudden, with like 5 minutes to go, we turned the game on its head.
But
And what
did
about?
you see
I
it
got to
though?
talk to you about Garnacho because
Yeah, yeah,
Garnacho started. He didn't get the hook. He was beating his fucking fullback up the whole match. You saw he had to grab him every game. He's grabbing his arm every time he had the ball, and he deserved that goal, did he not?
yeah. But I have a problem. They kick my boy too many times. They kick mine way too many times for me.
And the
And
referee does nothing, right? Does nothing about it.
I don't get what Rossclott's going on here. I personally believe that the referee them are so in awe with our players that they just be like, "Oh, he's good. He can take it." No, it's a fucking Rossclott foul, and stop letting them break our players. But I love Garnacho. He's you know, I was surprised he played the whole 90 and the Boston hook him. I thought it was gonna be a hook, but you know what? He gets it done, bro. He's very direct. He doesn't, and he showed some defense today too. He showed some defense, but
I
I
mean,
love
even
Garnacho.
even every time he had the ball, he looked like he was going to make something happen, right? Like this, he was productive all game.
We know that Garnacho is going to be a star.
Yeah.
He gets 3 seasons. It might be next blood clot season where he's just like, I've done this already. I've played with the big boys. I played it in this league. I played in that league. I'm ready to drop 20. I'm going to drop 20 balls and 20 nets on all y'all today. And just, we know what we got right there. We don't want to cross our fingers. It reminds us of somebody else we had that was special and, saying, and, but Garnacho has something special, bro. We haven't seen this in a while. I mean, it's just a it thing, and he wants it. It's like he's not shying from it.
No.
He's like, no, 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 no. I'm gonna bet. Look at the shot, bro. He
Oh,
kind of he kind of used he played the defender, and then the goalie got lost behind. Oh, wicked, bro. The curl was wicked, and the manager's just like now he's just like, yeah, this is what I do. We've all seen him on the academy level, and we've seen this before. And we're like, nah, really? Yeah, the world about to be, they gonna be on him. We got to get this young man signed.
so after we've seen the level that Ten Hag's taken Rashford to, bring in Sancho, he's back on the piss. The things that he's done, is that not the perfect manager to take Garnacho to the next level?
Yes, and the thing is, what's perfect about Ten Hag, he wants you to be your personality too. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not trying to correct Anthony. He corrects some things. Like Anthony can still, he wants that Brazilian flair. Be you. And I think Garnacho, he's going to be like, listen, like he tells Rashi, when you have your moments, you have to take them. Because in 90 minutes, he tells Rashi, you only might have one moment, and I need you to take it. I need you to take it. Don't hesitate. And it's a confidence with a boss is like, he's perfect for him. Like I see other gaffers we would have had to be like, no, 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 he's too young. No, we can't play him in this situation. Ten Hag trusts him, and his trust is getting stronger. It's it's a good locker room for him to be in too, because there's some guys who you will see be like, no, 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 no. It's a shame that some other young talent didn't have these type of professionals to show them like, no, 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 no. Go home, rest up. We got a big game. We got West Ham. You know, that was a party. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't be out there at the club taking pictures. We got a long season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's good to
Everybody
get
is
the negative influences that are out of the dressing room,
they're out
right?
of the locker room, so it's good for him to be around this for the next 3 to 4 years, where then he comes a young man, and he's gonna be like, I'm stronger. You can't be tripping me up like you used to. I got better flair now. I'm fast. He looks like he's gonna be fast as hell. He really does.
It makes me wonder back to the point about the referees not protecting man. It seems like a lot of teenagers when because I think even Sterling got it a little bit when he first came on the scene, where it's just like they get pushed around in the lot and the referees, on
Allow it.
a grown man, that's a foul. But on the teenager, it's like, toughen up a bit. It's like I'm with you. I don't see the difference. A foul is a fucking foul.
Well, he said that in every professional sport, you got to earn respect, and the referees are not going to bless you with the same calls they're going to give Harry Kane. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same calls you're going to give Kevin De Bruyne or is it Boner or
De
Burner?
Bruyne,
Boner,
whatever. Yeah, however you say it.
whatever. And it's just a growing pain. But in some ways, I'm like you. Nah, you can't be kicking people in their leg like that. Fuck that shit. It's saying, but we can do a 3-part series on the refereeing in England. It's so deep. I think if I was in grad school, I'd write a thesis on it because I just believe they are cowardly. I don't think they understand the sport. Let's take that back. I don't think they understand the sport.
That's a big shout. Well, that's something we'll definitely come back to. But you
Yeah.
dropped one Harry. Let's talk about the other Harry. How did you rate Maguire today? A lot of
I
people
actually
scratching
thought
their
it was a
heads. He was
I
back in
actually
the
thought it
team.
was a decent performance for him. If it was like out of a 10, I would give it a 6.5. I feel Harry's taking coaching well. Now listen, calm down. Yeah, Harry did well. I'm gonna say Harry did well. I think the more I see Harry play, this is a huge shout. The more I see him play, the more comfortable I'm getting with him seeing him play. You know how I get it. I freak out. I get it in highs. I hyperventilate. I actually saw the lineup and I was like, all right, let's see what Harry's gonna do. Let's go see what Harry's gonna do. Because you know one thing about Ten Hag, he will yank your ass out of there quick
Oh
if
yeah.
it's going shit. If it's he ain't going for no more fours, zeros. But he stuck with him after 1-0. So he took out Victor, and I thought Victor was playing decent. Victor was doing some nice passing. Victor was passing with both feet. I felt Victor was a little bit more active than dealing with headers, a little bit better than Harry had a good. Let's say Harry had a good. I was happy with Harry. Can I say that? I'm happy with
You're
Harry.
happy with Harry. You're happy. It was interesting with the Ten Hag mentioned that he's done some individual training with him, right? Shown him some videos, gave him some individual instruction. Because I think that was something we complained about Harry is he coachable, right? Like, has he got the initiative to work his way back in the team? Is he going to be the guy that I'm not happy being third or fourth choice? I'm
And
going
we'll
to
pick up,
challenge.
get better. Yeah, like Luke Shaw was.
Exactly. So how does that make you feel knowing that Harry actually is like listening to Ten Hag? Does that make you believe that there's a place for him in the future, or is he still we got to fuck him off?
Um, there's no future for him with us. I'm happy for Harry. I think it's going to make him a better pro somewhere else. I definitely believe for depth. Um, if you want to, we don't want Luke Shaw to be our number 3 center back anymore. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Luke
Well, here's
Shaw.
another question. Here's another question along with that. Would you rather if you have to just keep one
Okay.
as a of what we've got now to stay in as a backup to Varane and Martinez, would you rather have Harry or would you rather have Lindelof long term?
Victor Lindelof. Victor Lindelof. He's just better on the ball. Harry's not as athletic. Harry's great for in the air. Let's say he's good, above average in the air. But
Yeah, because Lindelof's not very good in the air. He
he's
doesn't
not
have a
very good in
presence.
the air. But Victor, yeah, Victor Lindelof. But we know Luke Shaw's our number 3 center back. That's a problem, though.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So I feel
Well,
that that's
there probably is gonna be come a time for Luke Shaw when the pace starts to go a little bit, right? And you could see him extending his career
of
playing
course.
center half when and Malacia is young enough that that's the future, right? And Malacia's had some good games in his own right this year.
Yeah, I think next year is going to be a big season for Malacia. Hopefully he. It's going to sound mean, but hopefully he can improve on this season. He's not terrible. He's not bad, but he shows him immaturity sometimes, and
He needs a little more physicality, right?
yeah, he needs a more physicality. And sometimes he does some kooky stuff. Like one time he tried to do a quick kick and nobody was ready, and he just quick kicked it to the air to nowhere. Like say it was our ball, it was a transition. He tried to play it real quick, and nobody. Bruno was still talking to the referee, and then everybody's like, "What is he doing? What is he doing?" There's nobody even paying attention. So he does weird stuff. I think he gets too excited. That's what it is. He's like a little kid, but remember, he's 24, right?
Something around there. Yeah, if that,
Yeah,
he may
so
even be
it's
younger than
like
that.
he's getting. Don't be 25 and still doing bullshit like this. We were like, we got to get it there. But I'm happy with him. He made Luke Shaw better. Can I say that?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that before where Luke sometimes needs a bit of a challenge, right? So he doesn't get too complacent.
What do you think about Diego Delo since the injury?
I'm all right. I said this earlier, and I don't know. Maybe I'm going to get some stick. I haven't been as impressed with him. Even in today's game, I wasn't. It was just kind of he was okay. I feel like Wan-Bissaka has definitely earned the number 2 shirt. Going, he's the starter for me on Sunday. Liverpool. I want to see Wan-Bissaka's name.
Yes.
Covering Darwin fucking Nunez, right?
Yes.
Like Wan-Bissaka's the guy, and what a transformation he's had. We're sitting here like we've got to fuck this guy off. January, he's got to be gone. And now we're like he's got to be in the team. It's gone from the team. You got to be in the team, and I worry a little bit for Delo. I worry that he's got one of these recurring injuries that he's just lost that little bit as a player.
Last season I might have said, I hope Wan-Bissaka never shows up. Just don't come. Just don't even show up.
It's amazing to me, and we can't stress it enough how much Ten Hag is he's almost like a Sir Alex Ferguson type character where he can just reach all these different personalities, right? He's improved Fred. He's gotten to Sancho. He's gotten to Rashford. He's gotten to Wan-Bissaka. Guys that we had written off. Like, are they even like we were even talking about selling Rashford to Barcelona?
I would never. But I know there's a big majority that was. I was just
a lot of talk, but that you can't deny how much talk there was about all of that.
Yeah.
And Ten Hag has come in and turned it all around. 180 for every single player that's bought into what he's talking about.
Wan-Bissaka had 7 tackles in 40 minutes was like some type of new crazy record. They were like, that's phenomenal. He came in off the bench and had what he did.
Oh yeah. It was like he had the most tackles like in FA Cup history or whatever. Right? Came in for like
in the Carabao Cup. It was like what the he did it in 40 minutes.
Yeah, in the League Cup final. Yeah, it was like the most tackles in the final or ever or whatever.
What he did to that blood clot Frenchman was insane. He was like, bro, you're done.
Yeah, going in, and that's something else we didn't really talk about that, going into that final, St. Maximin was obviously like one of, if not the danger player, one of their danger players. And the guy didn't have a sniff. Like Wan-Bissaka was all over his ass for, the entirety of the game that he was marking him.
Yeah, so it's the Delo thing. It's I've been concerned about his play. It's like I'm waiting for him to kick that gear.
Yeah,
and today
I'm
could
worried he's lost a bit of a step.
lost a
I'm
step,
worried.
right?
Yeah.
And um Wan-Bissaka, like today, Delo was if it's out of 10, his performance was like it's a low 6. I wasn't happy. It wasn't. He was late a lot. It was like he's chasing a lot.
Yeah, and Ben Rama was dangerous for West Ham. Like he had he had a couple of sniffs in the game, right? I mean, Antonio had a couple of sniffs. Like they were attacking down that left-hand side, and we're lucky that De Gea made a couple of great saves, that Antonio's not in form. Otherwise, it could have been a different tie.
Um, who would you want goalie better other than David De Gea? Right.
Nobody. I don't want this all this talk of goalie shopping. I think is
I
rubbish.
think it's disrespectful.
It is disrespectful, and it's I got to bring it up. It's something I don't think we've even talked about, but you know, back when we signed De Gea, the goalkeeping coach Eric Steele, him and Fergie were discussing it. What keeper are we going to get? We've got to replace Van der Sar. He's 110 years old. We've got to get somebody in, and Ferguson was like Neuer. Neuer's the guy, right?
Yeah.
Like and this is Neuer at Schalke, not even at Bayern Munich, like not the name that he is now. And Eric Steele's like, I don't know about that. There's a lad, little skinny fucker playing for Atletico Madrid that I promise you he's going to be better than Neuer. And Sir Alex said, well, that's a shout. And
Yeah.
they went and had a look at him, and what a shout that was. Like, no one ever thought that Schmeichel's clean sheet record was ever going to be broken. Nobody. And,
De Gea still hasn't really hit his goalie prime yet, though.
no, and another thing I wanted to mention is, he gets a lot of stick because his distribution out from the back isn't great. And it seemed like we were forcing that a little bit today, trying to play it out from the back, and maybe that hurt us a bit. But
better, though.
He's gotten better. But to me, that's something that can be worked around, right? Like that's not make or break for a goalkeeper that he doesn't have great distribution. When we've got plenty of other players that can move the ball around, what he does stopping the ball from going in the net, some of the saves he's made, some of the angles, some of the stuff that he's done, you can't teach that. That's not something that can be learned. That's just he was made to play that position, and he's the best shot stopper there's probably ever been, definitely for Manchester United. And so as many times as he saved us, as many points over the years he saved us. I mean, the guy was winning, we were shit, but winning player of the season, there's plenty of teams that are shit that could blame the goalkeeper. Blaming De Gea was never, a problem for us. No one ever said, well, De Gea is the problem. Even when he was younger and people would say, oh, he wasn't good in the air. He doesn't command the penalty area. He sure as shit commands that penalty area now.
We need to check the record books and see how many United players got multi-year player of the year, like back to back to back to back.
Never. That's it. He's the only one.
That's sick. That's sick. We shouldn't never even talk to him again. We should be like, we should call him like some type of your master. What would you like to do?
He like the guy deserves a fucking statue outside the stadium. I mean, when you think about in terms of what he's done for the club, he's up there with Best, Law, Charlton.
He got us into the Champions League one year. What? He got us into the Champions League one year. One year he single-handedly, we had so many 1-0 victories, he took us to the Champions League.
Oh yeah.
And it was crazy saves. It was shit. He was diving and hitting shit. And I was like, this motherfucker's crazy.
I mean, and people forget how long, 12 years. I mean, he was there the last time we won the damn Premier League,
Sure was. Yeah, he was. He knows he's definitely a winner.
And the loyalty cannot be understated. Like he could have, when the fax machine thing happened with Real Madrid, he could have bitched and moaned and down tools and said, and the very next year didn't say, okay, like he never said, okay, now the next year let's do it. Like that never, no one ever talked about him going back to Real Madrid again. They just kind of moved on.
He's like, this is home. And I love him. I love David.
And he told his girl, he told his girl, like, listen, you're gonna have to move to Manchester. Like, that's big. Like that he told the bird, like, because I maintained Frankie didn't come to Manchester because of his bird. Now you've got De Gea
Frankie.
stayed and told his bird, listen, this
I
is
feel like we're going to be talking about Frankie in a couple months. A lot of talk.
soft.
We're gonna be stuck up now. Like, so you want to play for us? What do you mean? You know, we beat you already.
So quickly before we
let's stay
wrap
on
up.
topic. I'm sorry. Let's stay on topic.
Yeah,
Stay on
quickly
topic.
before we wrap up. How impressed are you with Sabitzer, and would you keep him long term?
The more he plays, the better he looks to me. He's more calm on the ball. He's a better defender. He's better in transition on defense. He's the better player than Fred. Okay.
But
I would
Fred has
keep
come
him.
on so much this year.
Yeah, but Sabitzer's with a new team. He's finding his way. Trust me. Sabitzer, I don't say I'm not gonna force it on anybody, but I see a better footballer than Sabitzer. I think he would be a welcome addition to our team. I think once he gets a flow, because he plays every game. There's going to be a game where he's going to have to start with, God, we could have a crazy midfield one time. He's going to start a full game, a meaningful game with him, Casemiro, and Bruno instead of Fred, and we're going to be like, woo, that bitch is crazy because he's insane. He crashes into people, dude, and it's like he takes these angles where he takes the ball. To answer your question, I'm very impressed with him. I think he's if everything's true that he likes it here and he loves playing for Ten Hag, I don't see why we don't keep him. What I've seen, every game he gets better. He shows me more tools. He shows me more.
And he's versatile, right? Like he can play a few
He's
different
very athletic
positions.
Too. I'm happy with him. I think for what we got, that's a good panic buy. It wasn't a panic buy. It was a great one.
So then where does Fred fit in? Because
Fred should be on our team still. Listen, Fred even does well off the bench. He comes off the bench. So for some reason, Fred, I like him coming off the bench more than playing the whole game. Because Fred would have a shitty first 30 minutes, and then the next 30 minutes, I mean, that's how he does. He'll have like a bad span in the game, then he's amazing. I feel like Sabitzer will play the game. He's more professional. He won't have like silly turnovers. Like Fred will do that sometimes, like just turn it over. Sabitzer, and he's a better defender. It's hard to say that because Fred flies all over the place, but Sabitzer, I think he has a better.
But Sabitzer's a better tackler, right? Like Fred is not really a great tackler. He's like he pesters you.
And I feel like Sabitzer's football mind's a little bit better. I feel like he's a little bit better. Remember, Sabitzer was captain for RB Leipzig. Or was it RB Leipzig he played for back in the day? He's a captain. And he's calm. You see, like he's not, you know what I'm saying? You don't see like you don't say he goes missing, but he can create his own plays. He'll find a way to do something. You know what I'm saying? Where I feel like Casemiro is like, Fred, come here. Go over there. Stay there. Because Fred only plays good when he's with Casemiro. We all know that.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, it's got to have the Brazilian connection. All right, so we're down to a minute. We're down to a minute, so you're feeling confident for Sunday? We'll have another video coming for Sunday, but you're feeling confident going into the Scousers?
We're going to batter them.
Batter them?
Yes.
And we're all excited. We're going to be at the LA Live thing, right? The I Love United.
We'll talk about that later.
I don't know coming out the fucking Rosclot. I mean,
I still have questions about that. I don't know what's really going on.
All right. Well, we'll chat about that a little bit later because we got to come up with a plan. So
3-1 was beautiful though.
3-1's beautiful. Ten Hag's Red Army. Please like and subscribe. Wagwan.
Fulham next.
Fulham next round.
Yeah.
So we're on the chase for we're alive in all competitions, baby. But we need to get these Glazers out. So 1878 casuals. People,
don't stop the mission. They got to get them out.
Like and subscribe. Glazers out. Get it trending. Up the fucking Reds.
Yeah.